Welcome to my studio. Welcome to Painting Discourse. Today I'm again gonna continue working with my Cyril and Method project. This is actually just a fragment of it. Last time when I was streaming, we talked about feet, and again, you know, if you watch the previous video, you can see how much I struggle with decision making. So this is probably going to be this is going to be probably a day where I will be rethinking my decision making. What do you mean by that? Yesterday I felt that I did some progress, or yesterday, last time, I don't think it was yesterday, it was 2 days ago. I felt that I made a progress with the foot. I like the placement. I really enjoy the way the shape works in relationship between each other. I mean the feet right now, but then also it nicely played together with the hands and the faces as well. So they were proportionally correct. They had proper size. They were also, and this is the most important part for me, they were composed properly as well in the picture as a whole. And then I started to play with the different ideas, and I made again the rash decision to cover something and repaint and change it. That's my process of thinking and dealing with the problems. Sometimes I do more thinking than rash decisions. Previous video was about the rash decisions, and I'm not happy with the result right now. Compositionally again, because I got into a difficulty with rhythm in my composition. That composition encompasses so many things. There's so many details, so many little parts that, you know, need to be addressed. And if whenever you make a mistake, it's going to show. It's definitely going to show. There is no other way around. It's going to show sooner or later. And there are things that I still did not figure it out, and I'm really angry with myself, and I'm putting too much pressure on myself because of this. I did not resolve the background, or actually the ground plane, the part where they're standing on. And I did not figure it out how to incorporate them together with the background, so they belong into that space, which is very difficult. And one of the things that I was playing with was that, oh, I'm going to make the left foot going, or actually his left, the foot on the very right side. I wanted to push it forward so I can cover I can put this foot on the right side of my canvas, kind of like push it in the back, like so it's receding into the background. And I realized that it might help me show that one foot is in front of another, but then I destroyed the rhythm with the feet. So I have repetition. I have a figure on the left side that one foot is front. This is really difficult to talk about. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that they're making the same type of a step. That means that the rhythm that I wanted to create, that they are kind of helping each other, or actually the one figure it's pushing forward, and second burying the heaviness of the book, of the idea. It's actually holding to the figure, so they work together as a whole, not as one individual. I kind of created separation between two of them, because they're making the same step. I kind of feel that composition, when I'm thinking about the composition, it's giving me that repetition, that boring repetition that I have. So I have a space here, right? Then I have a feet, they're right here. This one's going forward, this one's going back. Then I have a same exact space right here. Then I have a feet again, this one's going back, this one's going forward, this one's going back, and then I have exact the same part right here. So if I would divide my canvas into 5 equal columns, this empty space would occupy one column, these legs would occupy one column, exactly the same size. This empty space would occupy a 3rd column, this would be 4th column the same, and this would be 5th again. So I have nothing, something, nothing, something, nothing, something, nothing, something. That's boring. In my mind, that's boring. And this empty space right here that I have between those 2 figures, it's visually, I know that it's not exactly the same length because this is shorter, but it's very close to you know, the same interval, the same repetition. So it's breaking that kind of rhythm that you would find in nature, because nature really hates repetition because it's really not efficient for plants, for trees, for nature in general. And you can see it with I remember there's a couple famous drawings or studies about leaves and how leaves are nicely spread so they can, you know, catch the most of the sunlight, and they are not equally divided. They are divided efficiently. So that's something that I'm looking in my painting as well, that kind of randomness and efficiency with these ideas. And right now, I looked at it. I mentioned in the previous video that I'm going to check it out. I'm going to keep working on it, and I had to stop because I found myself really focusing on this area only to make sure that I have a nice feet, and I forgot that these nice feet makes 0 sense in the badly composed painting. So I get really angry with myself. Frustrated would be probably a better word, not necessarily angry. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to, you know, create some shift and changes in these things. Maybe with the fabric, maybe with maybe with the position of the foot, the foot that is holding a weight, and I want to show that it's holding a weight. And perhaps if I introduce some other interests around here, right, because this is a fragment only, and I need to create some, you know, maybe I will again try to sketch a figure lightly behind. Maybe that will help, because that will kind of give the balance. And I would, again, I have to push the diagonal because everything is right now static. And the same with his robe or cloak, or whatever you want to call it, the fabric that it's on him. There is a space right here. There is again space right here. There is a column here. There is a column here. It's just like everything. It's like, you know, straightforward from top to bottom, and it's creating like a boring. It doesn't feel that it's moving. So I probably have to create some kind of interest there. I'm wondering, maybe I could do another diagonal here, that he has something across his shoulder, but then again I would run into a problem that, you know, I'm kind of creating that V shape, which would be again repetition, and it seems to me that it's just, you know, it's not really thought through. Perhaps I could give him something around his waist that would show like a slight diagonal, and maybe I could create some more of the folds that would give a little bit more of that feeling. And perhaps with the diagonal, I should probably do, you know, I should probably follow that kind of that contrapposto or kind of a feeling of weight shifting from one side to another when we're walking, right? We know the classical contrapposto when we are, when we push all the weight on one leg and another one, it's kind of loose, right? That similar principle works with walking. So since the garment is so thick and kind of covering all the most of the body parts, I could create the illusion of that motion with something like a belt that it's around him. It's not necessarily a belt, but something like a belt, perhaps. But I'm not sure. These are all things that are going through my mind right now. But I would like to try something with the feet again, perhaps a little bit more. I put a little bit more light here, and I will, the stuff that I painted, I will maybe recede that in the back. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how am I going to do it, because these are the little parts that you ran into if your sketches are not completely thought through, and that's why I do these sketches and fragments. Maybe I should probably call a model and just so he can pose with feet and paint it from nature. That might be a solution, because right now I'm working only with anatomical references, and I'm trying to figure it out or draw it from the memory, which is not ideal. But still, like I said, I don't like to work with the photo references because, it's boring for me. I'm getting bored when I'm working with that. So yeah, I'm gonna work with these, with his anatomy of his foot. I'm gonna leave probably the one on the right side, and I'm gonna focus a little bit on the one that carries the weight, because that's kind of important. So it's properly placed. That I'm totally fine with that. That the composition works as a shape. But since I pushed the one leg behind, it kind of lost the rhythm. So let's bring the rhythm back, right? All right. Okay, so let me secure. Okay. Yeah, and again, I'm gonna grab my trusted wine charcoal or willow, the soft one. It's the important part. It's soft, and I'm gonna loosely sketch based on anatomy. And I'm looking right here, and I have my tablet right there with the anatomical references. That means that I have some bones there, I have some muscles there, I have some renders, some sculptures, famous sculptures. Yeah. So let's get into it, so I don't waste that much time today with explanations. So maybe. This could work. And I want to create really kind of a nice, I have still a bit of a wet paint there. So I'm going to scrape it a little bit. Some parts I'm scraping, some parts I'm just spreading around because I don't want to have a texture. Just randomly placed. I like to use texture where it again helps either telling the story or helping the composition, or creating kind of a visual, or not visual, it's creating kind of a actual weight of the paint. So, okay, so I cleaned it up a little bit. Let's address this finger. So what I'm trying to do right now, I'm again slowly adding details, very, very slowly. It's not really like a lot of adjustments, or like a I'm going back and forth, look at it from a distance. I need to create kind of a feeling of, maybe I could put this toe a little higher. Yeah, it might give him a little bit more of a, okay, a little bit more of that kind of a planted feel to it. And I'm gonna press on that finger a lot. It's a toe, I'm sorry. I'm gonna press. When I said press, what I mean is I want to show that that is the weight of the whole body. It's actually resting on those toes. So I have to create that kind of a feel. There is multiple ways how to create it. One of them is like show that, you know, that something is pressing on something else, right? So we have the muscles, and when we press on those muscles, they kind of, you know, widen. So I'm kind of widening that particular part to show that it's pressed. And again, I'm still working within the shape that I created previously, because the shape is the composition, right? So I have this, and I have overlap right here. Okay, and I'm trying to keep the same width for both feet, because they're fairly close to each other, and I don't want to make one foot bigger than the other. And also, I don't want to have them with the same shape. So I'm not simply copying the position of this foot. I'm not copying this foot right here, just a mirrored image. I'm creating completely a different position for the foot. And I will probably, you know, push that kind of a I want to show that really it's holding that weight. It's quite challenging because there is a lot of moving parts within feet or with a foot, and a lot of overlaps in order to create that kind of a solid foundation. So, interestingly enough, yesterday I felt like these fingers should point that direction, and today I'm going to make them the other way around. I don't know why. I just want to try it, right? Or maybe make them this is going to be a or maybe I could make those fingers right now. I'm looking at some these Roman, I'm thinking about these Roman and Greek sculptures with the perfect feet. Maybe I want to do crooked fingers there. Maybe that would help to, to show that kind of a damage that the fingers go through when you have to walk such a long distance. And I'm looking at the size and width of the finger, and I think that this finger, this toe, I'm still talking about the fingers, and I don't know, I'm getting, it's probably because I'm annoyed. I'm gonna blame it on me being annoyed. And again, you remember in the on previous videos, I was talking about everything affects everything else on the canvas. For now, I'm gonna step even more back into my studio so I can see the painting in its whole. Yeah. This might work. This might really work. But that's what I thought last time, and I screwed up. So let's see. And I'm pretty sure that I made a mistake with so it's going to go this way. Oh no, I need to go. Okay. It needs to go this way. Okay, it needs to go that way because it needs to be under the, no, it has to have an angle to it. And the question Question is if I would just move it this direction and and if I would go here and then across and then here, then here, okay, maybe, and then it goes here and here. Because this is in the back. Perhaps. Yeah, that might work. I was just checking it into my mirror reflection, so still. Yeah, the crookedness might be kind of fun to draw, to paint actually. Might be kind of fun to paint. Yeah. I know that right now it's really difficult to see, but I am making a lot of small adjustments in within the shape for the composition, but right now I'm really thinking about a anatomy within these shapes. I want to create, like I mentioned, a certain feel and look to this weight-bearing foot. And I'm kind of like making all the adjustments. I'm creating I'm putting the anatomical landmarks there. So when I paint, it helps me to understand what's the top plane, what's the side plane, what's the bottom plane. And again, for this particular painting, you might, already saw in previous videos how much time do I spend with these feet. I think it's this might sound really, really crazy. Yeah, let's call it crazy, because they shouldn't be that important, but they're very important for me, because I think that in this particular fragment, the whole weight of beauty of that painting relies on those feet, because it's a journey. And in figures, when you wanna use as many visual symbols to get across the message as possible, and the journey, it somehow relates to struggle and walking, and I think that just simply covering those feet with some grass, or I don't know, some whatever, put them into shoes wouldn't give the justice. I know I 100% understand that they probably were not, most likely they were not barefoot when they were walking, but this is painting, this is not the reality, this is a representation. I want to create an emotion, and imagine walking barefoot all the way from Constantinople to territory where my country is right now located. So it was a quite journey. So I really want to paint these feet according to that. Okay, I think this is starting to work for me. The shape, it's not necessarily there 100%, but maybe I could push it a little lower, perhaps. Again, no rush decisions today. This could go anatomy, this could go here and connect here, and I could push this even lower. That would show the foot a little bit more higher up. And as we go into, and what I'm thinking right now is the position, ground plane, and how would it behave in a perspective, in linear perspective. So I want to try one more thing, one more adjustment. And again, this is something that I mentioned multiple times, and I talked about this a lot in the previous streams and videos. If you feel like you don't have the right, there's something is wrong, probably, not probably, 100% something is wrong. There's no easy way out of it. So I'm going to push it even more. So I'm going to push it even more. I'm going to create even better angle this way and this way. And see what's up. And the problem is that from this angle I cannot really see a heel. So I have to make sure that even though you don't see the heel, it's there. It's one of the cool things that I am looking forward to. Oh, I'm gonna be really angry with myself. Okay, again, big toe comparison, okay, and the big toe and the nose. I think I'm good. Might be a little bit bigger, but I'm quite confident that at the moment I start putting down the paint and do adjustments, it's going to fit into its place. Yeah, it looks kind of okay right now. Kind of okay. Let me see what I can do with it. So maybe I should start with paint before it gets dark again. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go for it. I need to use, I mentioned this previously, I used a lot of chemicals lately and my skin can't take it no more, so I had to start using actually I started using gloves. Okay, so let me maybe start with some adjustments within the paint, within the shape, but not using charcoal necessarily, but grab some paint. I'm going to use old used brushes because I want to really, this is fairly dry, so I want to scumble a little bit, and that's probably what damages the brushes most when it comes to my style of painting or my type of painting. So let's look at that. Just a bit of and last time I painted with a lot of cool colors. As I mentioned, I like to vary temperatures, so I'm gonna go a little warmer this time. this time, but not a lot warmer. Just I want to show. I'll just put these. Ooh, this might be a little too much. Let's see. Let's see. Let's try to make it happen. And again, even though I have my brush, at this stage, I want to create anatomically sound, like a really nice toe. So I'm still kind of drawing, even though this is not necessarily a drawing. I'm still I'm not committed to anything right now. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm scumbling a little bit over the top because I already have some paint down, so this would be right here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add. I need to drop down with value for a bit. I want to go a little darker. Oops. I want to go a little bit darker. This might be too much, but let me see. No, I think it works. Slowly but surely. And I know a lot of painters that, a lot of professional painters would tell you that, oh, you start with the shadow and then you go towards the light. You're absolutely right. And, if that kind of process of painting works for you, by all means go for it. And I use it as a guideline myself. However, right now I already have a lot of darkness there. So instead of going reinforcing the shadows, I'm just going to place the light where it's supposed to be. So I'm working with the light. And this is something that really showed me my limitations when I started to paint. I was not able to work from light to dark because I was so used to work with drawing, where you have light paper or very, very white paper, or maybe toned a little bit, and then you go and just paint. And I really struggled at the beginning with my paints, and I remember I hated it. I hated to paint. I was not sure what to do. Let me introduce a little bit of green maybe. And I struggled because, you know, I wanted to press my brush harder on the canvas, and instead of making it darker, I just made a mess. So be prepared that things are not gonna go exactly as you wish from the start. So don't get discouraged. It's happening to all of us. So this is the light part, and this should be a light part. And then I go right here, and then right here. Okay. So I'm trying to, you know, double check myself with anatomical references whether or not a crookedness of my fingers is actually possible. Hopefully it is. We'll see. We'll find out together. But yeah, I think it's starting to kind of work a little bit better. So I'm gonna introduce another mixture. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of this, a little bit of this. That was way too much. So I have warm color and I want something a little bit neutral right now. But still, I should probably harmonize it a little bit, so I'm adding that warm. That's what we were missing. Because it was too much warmth, and it started to seem like a kitsch painting. And I don't mean the Nerdrum kitsch, I mean the actual kitsch. Where you have these nice smooth shapes or smooth transitions. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Let me get a little bit of that kind of a. Scumble. Let's just push this a little bit more. Nice. A soft edge on one side. So we have the variations, and then we have this right here, soft edge. And let's shape it a little bit. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so I'm creating kind of a working with that idea that I talked previously, that I want to have that nice kind of a feel that there is a mileage onto these feet. I'm not sure if it's not getting a little too big. I'm getting carried away with the size. Not really. No, not really. Okay, pretty cool. So let's just do something crazy. Let's just push the saturation a little bit. Just because I feel that I need to push the the saturation a little bit. Because I'm going to be painting over and over, and I have the feel of some parts need to just little. Okay, nice. And right now, just a touch here. Okay, so I pushed it a little bit. I need a little bit of here and the smudge here. Okay. I think this could work. Let's see if this is going to work. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Let's bring a little bit more of a bit of this, so I can. So this is the thickness. This is the thickness. I need a little bit of a background color. So let's mix that one as well. And this one's going to be a little lighter. Let's see. Okay, okay. Size, okay. Proportions, okay. Angles, seems right. So, let me introduce a little bit of this color right here. Okay. I'm trying to keep that foot nice and dirty. Okay. Mhm. Okay, I think that this is a little too. I could maybe do it this way. A little darker. Okay, so I had to do a. Yep. Yep. Okay. A little bit of. Hmm. And to put them together here, and then separate them again. Okay. Yep. Nice. So I'm keeping everything very soft and loose right now. I kind of created the pathways or kind of a placeholders for myself where certain parts will be, and right now I'm trying to do the small adjustments that will help. I need of this, a bit of this, a bit more of the white. Okay, this might work, this might work. This might really work. I just have to make sure that I maintain that. Yeah, I think that we're fine with size and proportions. Let me do the width. Let me measure the width. I have a width right here and this here. That's okay that it's slightly wider because it's the pressure of the, maybe I can, maybe just a little bit, if I could just maybe cut it here and here. Yeah. And then show it. Actually, I should probably. I could use this. Okay, and this could go a little bit more this way. This could go a little bit more this way because it started to feel starts to feel a little bit too robotic. Robotic. I'm not sure. Okay, and right now I have this. Cool. Maybe I could slender it a little bit. Yeah, it seems like it's really thick. I don't think it needs to be that pronounced. Yeah, this would be definitely better. This would be better. And that gives me a chance to create a soft edge right here. Cool. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's not perfect, but again, remember I talked about this, that I had to stop the rush decisions and think it through a little bit, and that's what was happening behind the camera. It's really hard sometimes to describe how many things or what exactly, actually, let me rephrase that, what exactly is happening when I'm not painting. It's actually a lot of other things. I really look through the books, go to museum, or do research on the internet. Especially, I'm looking at another painters, how they dealt with the same issues and same problems. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I really want to create a nice soft transition because I want to show that okay, not everything has to be not everything has to be visible, not everything has to fight for your attention, right? So yeah, we're getting there slowly. We're getting there. I'm trying to soften the edge on one side, so I will create what we talked about, that feeling of atmospheric perspective. I need to do it. I need to try it. I just have to. I'm sorry, guys. I have to. This needs to go. This needs to go. Yeah. Yeah. This needs to go. And I know, again, you painted it yesterday. Why are you covering it up? Well, because I don't like it. I don't like the way how it feels. It's still going to be visible. I'm just going to. So yesterday I moved that foot forward. Right now I want to push it a little bit more back. And then maybe create a little bit of a nice shape. Okay. Oh, it's getting dark here. I'm not sure if we'll be able to continue because for some reason it's cloudy again. Probably it's going to start raining a little bit. So let me stop right now, right here for today, because I really can't see the color right now. I'm just playing with the shape and values. I'm going to leave it as it is. And yeah, I'm gonna again behind the scenes kind of a deal is that I'm going to do research again, just look through pictures, check out the Rembrandt again, find answers. I'm going to check out Caravaggio as well, and definitely Velasquez, and I'm gonna be looking for their decisions, for their decision making, like when and where they put the more detail, sharper edges, and more contrast, and where they did the exact opposite. Less values, less contrast, less saturation, and softer edges. Yeah. So I hope to see you guys in future in my next painting discourse, and I hope you have a good day. Take care. Bye.